Hey, hello everybody out there. How y'all doing? I don't know how well this is going to turn out. It's probably looks a little grainy from what I'm seeing on here as far as going live. I don't think I've got enough light. Forgive me. This is my first time to do this to try to get it done. And I just want to say, a lot is going on. My handle is Patriot Warthog, and that's what I'm going to use. I believe one of our slogans is going to be that rebellion against tyrants is obedience to God. But I just wanted to sit here and just come on this show to ask, why am I doing this? It may sound kind of crazy, but why am I doing this? Well, just like everybody else that's out there, I've done few little things, and I just want to get involved. And with the way the propaganda media is, it's shutting everybody down. It's causing everybody to stop. It's doing whatever it can do to sit there and hinder getting the voice of God out, getting the voice out there that we patriots need to have, that we need to have going live or going however we're going to do this. But that's one of the reasons why I'm here. And I figured, listen, if 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 everybody does a little, we can all do a lot. There's people are looking for alternative media sources, alternative information, alternative points of view to make an informative decision. And I think that we as conservatives need to make this decision based and allow others to glean from what we know, or to be able to glean from what other people know. So there's a lot of that's why one of the main reasons I'm doing it. I'm just tired of not doing anything. I sit there, I say, hey, we need to just do this, and let's get it done. And so that's one of the reasons why we're doing it. So, what was the purpose of this? Is like I'm trying to said in my opening statement. The purpose of this is where we go one, we go all. Is a saying that I've heard from uh, General Flynn. Not necessarily I'm saying that I'm a great follower of General Flynn, but it's a great concept. Where we go all. When we go one, we go all. And it's interesting when you stop and just think about this. Is that where we go as one, we go all. And so just one person, you're an army on yourself. You have a whole resource of people that you can reach that nobody else can reach. You have an audience that you can reach that nobody else can reach. And that's the one thing. I might just be one person out here with one voice, but I'm hoping to amplify that voice and multiply it through media, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, wherever it's going. That's trying to say you have a platform nowadays, and I'm just trying to encourage you, get on there and live up to your platform. Use your platform and speak what the things that need to be spoken. Encourage people, get them on fire, light them up, let them know what is going on or around them. And hey, it's not going to necessarily be easy. It's not, but I think we just need to go out and we just need to do this. And so, like I said, we're all together in this as one. So, one person might have 1,000 viewers, one might have five, one might have 10, one might have two. It doesn't matter. It's not the numbers. It's getting the message out there, getting people engaged, because where we go one, we go all. So together we're a mobile army that needs to take back the airwaves from the propaganda media, from the big tech gurus, from all them people. You got algorithms that are shooting out there trying to stifle anything that smacks, smells, or tastes conservative. They're trying to stop it. And I think we just need to get out there and make your voice known. It doesn't take long. Get on Facebook, get on YouTube. And I'm here today because I've been doing a little Facebook live thing, but I thought, you know what, I need to get out there on Facebook. Let's get out there where everything needs to happen and what needs to take place. And I think we can do that. We're doing a great job seeing everybody that's moving around and everything else like that. So hey, I encourage you, get engaged with the army, get engaged with the resources around you, whether it's sending emails, calling your representatives, or whatever it needs to be. But you know what, hey, Patriot Warthog here, and I'm just going to try to bring it live, bring it raw, however I feel led to do that, and we just need to be able to do that and create a community, create an army, create amount of people that can sit there and go out and do this. I'm not advocating violence. I'm saying, hey, we just need to get together and make our voices heard. And so as an army of one, we can take back the airwaves of what the enemy has stolen from us. I mean, when the enemy, I'm talking about I'm talking about the propaganda media, I'm talking about big tech, I'm talking about how they're shutting down anything and everything. And so it's harder to get information out there. And we need to just pass along what we got. Hey, even if it's a 5 minute, 10 minute, whatever, I'm going to try to do 30 today. And I hope that's not too long. You know, some people say 15 minutes, 30 minutes is what I'm going to try to do. So there's a lot of different things that are kind of been going on, and you know, some of the things that are upsetting with all that. And one of the real quick things that I really would like to talk about real fast is this concept of what we're experiencing now is called wokeism. Now, according to wokeism.org, it's an actual website, wokeism.org, where you can get engaged and write down what you feel about wokeism. And it's opening its lines. It says this: wokeism is an oppressive mind virus. That's about it. The battle's the mind, and that's where they're attacking you on your mind. That's where they're trying to resonate fear with you. It's a Marxist inspired movement to stop racism and social injustice, but has morphed into a cult like following where you see these people that they're out there just walk around like zombies, just repeating what the other person says, hollering at you, yelling at you, whatever else, you know, raise your hand, say their name, and all that other stuff. And if you don't capitulate, they just surround you with a bunch of people, and they try to use peer pressure, try to get you just to break just a little bit so that they can get out there. But you know what? We need to make strong stands as patriots. But it seeks, see, now that's the purpose of wokeism. It's looking for injustice. It's trying to right a wrong, but the right and the wrong is not what we think. Because you've got to realize that the one thing that the radical left loves to do, and it's called, they do inversion. What they call right side up, they call upside down. They operate in chaos, and they actually believe that they're going to create order out of chaos. Totally impossible. It's not even going to happen. It goes against the laws of physics, goes against the laws of the universe. So you're not going to bring order out of chaos. What happens is order comes and sets chaos aside. But this is what they want to do. So this is what they're trying to do. But also within it, it seeks to silence all those that disagree with their opinion. So right there, you know that it's not going to. If you want it right or wrong, how can you do that by condemning everybody else that doesn't agree with you? How can you say you want social justice when the only social justice is your point of view? And once you see, if you don't see it by their point of view, that's one thing that I really realized about the radical left and the radical right and communism. It's their way. When they start saying that we've got to have an opinion, but what they're saying is about you got to agree with them, but you have to agree with the way they believe, not agreeing with what you believe. So therefore, they are always right. You are always wrong. And if you don't come along and go on their side of belief, then you're always going to be in the wrong. So that's no way even to start out with anything like that. But it seeks to silence all those that disagree through what? Social humiliation. You see that big, large groups of people come around, and they want you to say his name, attacking white people, black people, whatever it is. Say his name. Do whatever. Raise your arm. Do bend your knee. Bow your knee. You know, now, none of that stuff that you need to do. But that's what they want to do. And then they want to humiliate you by bringing a large crowd of people around you, shouting at you, hoping you'll get embarrassed and you'll capitulate. Too many people have done a lot of capitulation. There's no more time to do any capitulation. It's time that we need to stand and have a backbone and just say, no, I'm not going to do it, and to take the consequences, whatever it is. And they're not afraid to use violence. They use violence and to create that thing. So when you look at all of this, you've got your radical left that is using this movement of wokeism that's just nothing more than trying to push you toward communism. And so they're using this element of wokeism, but they use their brown shirts, Antifa. They use their brown shirts, Black Lives Matter, and they're not afraid to use violence. And if you stand up for yourself, then all of a sudden they surround you like a wild pack of dogs. But it's interesting, they always attack the older, the weaker. They never go after the people that are strong. And they're going to run around in packs, and the moment you start beating them back, they run. They wait until they come out at night where they can attack the elderly. I mean, so they just hide behind this shroud to bring cowardism through fear. And that we need to learn to stand up against the fear. And that's what they're using to manipulate us. Fear. And we don't need to do none of that stuff. So violence through the Democrats, that's their brown shirts, Antifa. So wokeism basically wants to rewrite history in all of its sectors of culture. And the problem with that is that wokeism, it comes in many varieties. Wokeism works in conjunction with cancer culture. So if you don't say, hey, I don't want to be this, and I'm not going to go along with this, well, we're going to just cancel you out. Well, we'll use oh, you're a conservative, so we'll just make sure you never get a job. If you're a lawyer, we'll make sure you never work again. And so they use all these effective tools that they have at their hands. But the problem with that is wokeism is designed to get you closer to communism. That's through pressure, and it's all part of chaos. But the problem with wokeism is it goes both ways. Now, wokeism to the radical left or to the radicals is communism. Wake up to the fact that you're going to be a communist. Wake up to the fact that you've got to do it the communist way, the socialist way. You've got to do it that way. Where on the conservative, wokeism is waking up to moral responsibility, waking up to a nation that is involved in a whole. The religious side, it's waking up to an experience with God, getting closer to God. So wokeism comes in many different forms and fashions. But like I said before, when you're dealing with the radical left, the only wokeism is what they want you to wake up to. And if they don't want you to wake up, then they're just going to cancel you. And they've got the people that's in those positions. But the only problem is we're finding out now is what wokeism a lot of times equals brokeism. I mean, the NFL got woke and look how much money they're losing. The NBA got woke. Look how much money they're losing. NASCAR, the sport down here in the South, they got up and look at what they did. They had to go back. They had to stop doing what they were doing because they were losing so much money. So wokeism doesn't necessarily equate to that. And once conservatives understand that we can use our money to vote, we can use our money to start and create things, and we just pull out. And that's what's happening. NFL is shot. It's no longer, you might as well no longer call it the NFL. It's ran by nothing but a bunch of wokeism idiots, and you're going to do whatever they say. To national anthem, they go against everything that is fundamentally American, and then they try to rewrite history to tell you that you're wrong. That the black national anthem is the proper. No, there's only one national anthem. We don't have two national anthems. They try to tell you a lot of things. And I've run into a lot of buddies and some friends, and you try to explain to them the truth about what had happened during, let's say, slavery, times like that there. That, hey, after slavery, when you look at it factually, not one Republican owned a slave prior to the Civil War. They're all owned by Democrats. But yet, and for some reason, the Democrat Party seems to think that they're the party that created the Equal Rights Amendment. No, the Equal Rights would never have passed if it wasn't for Martin Luther King standing up. True, Martin Luther King was a Republican, but it would never have passed if it wasn't for the fact that it got 100% support from the Republicans. And less than, I think, 30% support from the Democrats. Democrats didn't want that bill to pass. Pedo Joe didn't want that vote to pass. All the people didn't want to do it. So wokeism has a reverse effect when it's used improperly, because it provokes people to start to preach the truth. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, wokeism is also a revival of truth. And when people start to get inundated with truth, and the sad part about it is, once you start to realize that everything you built your life upon was a lie, then you have no choice but to go to truth. So all these people that think they're so powerful, all these big business organizations that say, "Oh, we're going to be woke, and we're going to make you submit to what we want," or you're not going to, just don't buy their products. Just don't do anything they got to do. Jump off of Facebook, jump off of whatever you have to do to do it. But prove your point. You don't have to. They'll find out real quick if there's no money coming in. They can't sit there and boss you around. They might have to go do something else. But that's why we've got to stand up to this crap. We can't just sit there and let them just take authority and just tell us, that they're giving us a chocolate pie and they're giving you a cow pie. That doesn't work. We've got to get a little bit more vocal and a little bit more stand. And hey, I'm a conservative just like everybody else, and I know all the woes of people that have down there, of how hard it is to step out of the box, how hard it is to step out and have your voice spoken, how hard it is to go against peer pressure. But like I tell somebody one time before, they got on me and said, "How come you're the only one that believes this way?" And I said, "You know what? Sometimes it's better to be the person that makes a stand alone than it is to follow a crowd." And that's just one of the things that we've got to be able to do. We've got to be able to go through. We've got to be able to do this. Now, let's talk a little bit real quick in the realm of let's say politics. And one of the things that it really should be bothering all Americans, especially conservatives, is on some of this stuff. You got old pedo Joe sitting there. He's writing down documents, and he's signing a bunch of these executive actions. Well, there's a difference between an executive action and an executive order. Is the way I believe it, that it states. An executive action has no legal weight to it. An executive order has legal weight to it. So an executive action is more like a recommendation, that you can recommend somebody to do something. And so that's about the way it's going. But it's interesting to realize this, that under the Trump administration, there was more child sex traffickers that were busted, that were thrown in jail under his administration than any other administration. Now, the media don't want you to know that. They're not going to let you know that. Every time they try to say something on Facebook, this ain't true, this ain't true, this ain't true, this ain't true. Well, it's true if you go and actually do the research, and you'll find out that there's a lot of people that are sitting down there. Just recently, you had the ex-Olympics coach that was tied to, what's it name, Larry Neller. And, he ended up a lot of time down there for admitting to sexually abusing children. The same guy here, this coach, Getter. He all of a sudden, it came found out that he was charged with 24 counts of child abuse. And so what did he do? He was on his way to turn himself in. I believe it was in Illinois. So as he was going, I might be wrong, but I think it was Illinois. He was on his way to turn himself in, and he didn't show. And they found his body in a rest area. He stopped off at the rest area, and they said it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and he suicided himself out. But you've got to realize that there's more and more people that are getting caught up in this stuff. But you've got good old pedo Joe, and pedo Joe, he just sat there and just signed an executive order doing away with what Trump did, signing an executive order to let these pedophiles out of jail. And so, oh yeah, they're really good, man. That they are. It tells you what type of character they are by just who they're associating with and what they're doing. They're letting these guys out of jail. They're letting them out. And the pedophiles on the streets. They're stopping it. They're allowing open borders. And I've always said before, open border. I mean, they want open borders. The thing about this is what's coming across the border is not necessarily who's coming across the border, but what is coming across the border. the way they're so crazy today, you better have your vaccinated shot. You better wear this mask. And if you're going somewhere, you better make sure that you don't have COVID. They're going to zap you with a temperature wherever you go. The mask Nazis are out there. The word Nazis are out there. And they're going to hold you up. But yet you could cross the border totally illegally, walk in, and they ain't going to do nothing. Going to catch you and release you, capture and release. So to me, it's not what is it that they are not, what it's not who's coming in, but what are they bringing with them that's coming in? Are they vectors? What are they bringing in as far as communicable diseases that America through vaccinations have stopped over the long run and have stopped over time? What are they bringing in across our border that we don't know what could be a biological weapon? The OTMs, other than Mexicans, is a reality. They've just arrested a few people from Iran that they caught down on the crossing over near the Arizona border. So, and these OTMs are creating problems. What are they coming here for? Why are they coming across our border? Why are the Chinese coming across our border, coming down there through Mexico? So it's not the OTMs, it's what is being allowed into our borders to create chaos in our own country. Now, the wall was holding all that stuff up. But like I said, 52 executive orders plus. Yeah, now I understand on the national registry.gov that's not showing up, but on registry.gov, 32 of the executive orders, last time I checked, are on there that Joe Biden, executive actions, pardon me, are on there that he's done. So but he's still doing all this. So it tells you how how that mindset thinks and what they want to do are totally eviscerating everything in our nation to bring us into a communist state. And it's time to wake up. I've got a great hope that it's not going to happen, that it's going to fail, but he's doing it by executive orders. There ain't been a president yet that has wrote so many executive orders in 1 month. He's ruling like a tyrant. And that's how they will rule, like a tyrant, like the elite. You don't matter. You're just a serf, and they're going to sit there and tell you what to do. That's just reality. Just watch what they do. They can get away with things, and they think they can get away with it, and nobody else can. And they protect themselves. So you've actually got about a 3-tier justice system going on. And they're at the top of it, calling the shots, knowing that they're not going to get it because all their buddies are going to defend them and protect them because they don't care about the rule of law. One thing George Washington did say is that he was concerned about the party spirit. In other words, people would be more loyal to the party than they would be to the Constitution. And how well have we seen that play out? People are more loyal to the party than the Constitution. And the party is more loyal to the party than it is to the Constitution or the constituents. They really don't care. They just want to get what needs to be done and get us into communism as fast as they can. And that old Joe, he's sitting there cutting as much as he can to try to get us down that road as fast as he can. So, there's a lot of different things that are going on. He's halted all of those programs. And I don't know about you, but it really does boil my blood, you could per se, to say that when all of a sudden the most innocent of people are being abused, misused, and done. And it's a fact. Child sex trafficking is taking over guns and drugs, because you can sell a drug once and it's used and it's consumed. That's it. Sell a gun once and it's there. Maybe you might get lucky and sell it twice. But it's there. But like they said, you can use a child and you can sell that child thousands of times. And they make an average off each child about $1 million before their usefulness is gone, just by selling them in child sex trafficking or whatever else that they're doing with it. It's disgusting what they're doing, and they need to be held accountable for it. And then there needs to be some outrage. I need to. If you're out there, then you get on the phone, call them, let them know what's going on. So, and that's just one of the things. And some of this stuff is kind of crazy. I just wanted to bring up what I would call maybe some weird news for a second. An interesting note is there was some talk about what they would do with children. I remember listening to a program, and while listening to this program, the lady said something. She said, "Well, you never know what they're going to do with the children. I mean, they can turn them into diamonds. They can turn them into something." So what? Turn them into a diamond? I thought, you got to be crazy. So I got on the line and I said, you know what I'm going to look this up and see if this is true. And there are companies out there. One of the companies is called Saint Diamonds. Actually, that's what it's called, Saint Diamonds. And they have this technology where they take the carbon and they actually use the ashes and the bones of your loved ones. And somehow they have the technology where they can form it into a diamond. And sometimes, depending on what the chemicals were in your loved one, the diamond may appear in different colors. May appear as like as a different gem, but you can still get it made into a diamond nonetheless. I mean, it's kind of creepy, something like you're having your widowed wife on your hand, a child, a loved one, or something. Some people might find it fascinating. I find it totally disgusting because I don't think that's what it was. But they say they're 99.9% pure, and you can actually get a GIA cert, which is a gemological institution, something of the thing that basically would verify that it is a real diamond and that it is a real gem, and it, by all practical purposes, it's real on everything and everywhere like that there. So that's I was thinking like, wow, they said that really true. So well, maybe there's a lot of children that have been passed through. When they're done with them, they just make diamonds out of them or gems. I'm not saying all of them, but if they have the technology now where you can take a loved one and you can send their ashes and their bones, and they'll make make a diamond out of it for you to put in your ring, to hold on your hand. I don't know. That just sounds a little too creepy and bizarre for me. But like I said, when I heard that story of the lady telling us that they had documented proof that some of that stuff is what they were doing, and with the children or others, and I thought, wow. And then I went and actually looked it up online, and they actually have that technology to do that. I'm not asking you to go out and to have that done. I'm just saying, hey, you can go look it up for yourself. Saint Diamonds is one of them. There's many more. If you Google it and you get on and you get online, you can be able to see all of that stuff. And so, in closing remarks for the day, I just wanted to get on there and say a little bit what was on my mind. And I plan on doing this maybe weekly. We'll see. I mean, how many people you reach, I don't know. It's not about the numbers, it's just about the action. It's about getting the action. It's about getting out there and doing something, making your voice heard, doing something, getting somebody else inspired. I hope I'm inspiring you that you actually get out there. Hey, this is my first one. I'm sure they'll all get better after this. I know it's kind of grainy. I don't have everything in the and out there in there, and you just saw my wife come walking up in the background. But hey, I'm hoping that it'll get better. This is the first one, and hey, you all just be good, be blessed, and have a good night. And remember that rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. That was on one of our first seals in the United States. I actually had a seal that said that as we were getting ready to go into the Revolutionary War. That rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. And hey, y'all be have a good day, and I hope this makes it around. And hey, if you get a chance to share it, get a chance to share it, and I'm sure the overcoming weeks, this whole platform will get better and it'll change a lot. Hey, you all have a good night, and we'll see you later. Bye.